this is freaking hilarious. So Hasan is like walking down the street and a viewer comes up to him and is like, oh dude, can I get a pic with you, bro? I love your content. But it turns out that viewer actually doesn't like Hasan at all and turns it into like a free Kaya moment.
Yeah. Please, I don't have my phone with me. Can we just
do
a
screen
photo?
Here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, free Kaya. Free Kaya.
Jesus, I'll tell you what, the power of social media. Nuts. I'm a bit blown away that people are coming out to say hello to you. Well, it's great, like, it's deadly, you know, it's brilliant.
Part of the world it happens.
Yeah.
Bro, oh my gosh, what? The guy at the end, like, no hate to that dude. I don't know who that guy is, but he clearly doesn't understand what happened there. That just made it so much funnier, dude. It was already hilarious, and I've seen that clip a few times already. That's why I'm not laughing more right now, because I already freaking laughed a lot at that. But, like, I didn't actually catch that. I didn't watch the full thing before. That's the first time I saw, like, that dude at the end and his response, thinking, like, that was an actual fan. He's like, oh, it's so wonderful, dude. People recognize you. It's so great. Meanwhile, the dude was actually, like, throwing shade and mocking him. Now, a little secret inside info. That part of the video that you just saw was originally the latter part of the video, coming up after the next part that you're about to see. But I decided to reverse it because that clip was so funny. I wanted to not wait. I wanted to show you that right away. But yeah, the rest of this will be briefly regarding the H3 Casey Tron lawsuit, which I'll explain a bit moving forward, and how this negatively impacts Hasan as he got called out directly in an apology of sorts. Again, we'll get to the context right now, but I just mentioned this all to say that if this video feels a little disjointed moving forward, that's why, because I chopped it up and reversed it, but I think it'll be fine. All right, with that context, here is the rest of the video. So it looks like one of Hasan's biggest yes men, one of Hasan's biggest glazers, is this Twitter influencer named Casey Tron, who recently was being sued by H3 over a copyright dispute, to my understanding. And it looks like she just decided, or they just decided to settle out of court, but with Casey Tron being on the losing end of that settlement. Now, to be quite frank, I don't follow H3 or Casey Tron, but to my understanding, like, H3 and Hasan have beef or something, so I guess that's part of why Hasan was wanting to defend Casey Tron, who's this yes man of his, against H3. Problem is, I guess Hasan didn't really pull through. He made some hollow promises to Casey about how he would help her with the lawsuit, and then, well, unfortunately for her, it looks like that didn't actually happen, because part of the settlement included her making a apology of sorts publicly. Now, this, of course, was ultimately most likely written by H3 and his legal counsel, and then she was forced to say this as part of the settlement to avoid going the distance in court. But nevertheless, this is pretty dang hilarious, because allow me to now present to you this clip of Hasan making the implication that he would, as mentioned, help Casey out in this lawsuit.
Oh, socialist, why won't he give these guys money? Trust me, if I offer support, you won't know about it, okay?
But now we have this statement from Casey Tron, as mentioned, part of the settlement, part of her apology that she was forced to make, and it's not looking good for bro over there.
I also want to make clear that I did not receive any support, financial or otherwise, from Hasan Piker. Hasan never even reached out to me privately to offer words of support. Speaking honestly, I found his indifference to my suffering hurtful, especially after he hinted he might help me behind the scenes. It felt like he wanted to receive credit from the public for helping me without providing any.
Now, to my understanding, even if she's being forced to say what H3 and his legal counsel wrote up for this apology, they still can't force her to say something that's a lie. So obviously, Hasan's not going to be happy about her having to admit this. But I wonder how she feels about it. I wonder if she's still like a Hasan glazer after all this stuff, or I wonder if she actually does feel betrayed and she now like hates Hasan or something because he didn't actually help her out like he was making it sound like he would. And the last thing I want to say about that clip really quick is where I'm paraphrasing this now, but she said something like, it's hurtful what Hasan did, and it seems like he wanted to make it seem like he was doing so much to the public to try and get like good publicity out of it, but he didn't actually do anything to help, right? That in of itself actually pretty perfectly describes indirectly virtue signalers overall, because that's what they do. That's why they're called performative activists. They want to be treated like they're these wonderful people and they act all virtuous and holier than thou, but ultimately they don't really do anything to help anyone. except helping themselves. Very selfish, fake, and egotistical people. Anyways, that's all I got for this lawsuit thing. As mentioned, I don't really follow this too closely, so I don't have too much to say about it, and there's definitely channels out there that are more familiar with this matter that are going to have great coverage on this topic for anyone interested. You can easily find that stuff out there, of course, I'm sure. So I'll just leave mine there. But as always, thanks for tuning in. I do hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.